welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Fixing Up the Commonwealth, and we're going to concentrate in this top area of that kind of settlement today. As you can see, I've already got a piece in place, which is a junk fence, and the main reason for that is I built this whole area here and then realised I hadn't hit the recording button. Rather than scrap it all, I just pulled it out. So all the pieces are here. So if it looks a little bit weird that pieces are already here, that is the reason why. Yes, people, it happens to the best of us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a bit of a shop here, and then we're going to build a another retail outlet for armor. And sadly, I think this may well be the last building video we do at the slug, and you will see a little bit later I start to get into some issues with the game freezing. Now, I do believe that it's got a lot to do with the fact that we have settlers here, and I've seen this happen before at my Hangman's Alley build, which I done, I'd hate to think when I done that. That was quite a while ago, but anyway, you know, the game just at a certain point up in this top left corner next to the drunken kilt starts to freeze on me, and it was just driving me bonkers, to be honest. So I'll see how we go. We may do another build. I've got an idea for a build I want to do, and we may come back to this. I'm not sure. Sorry about that. That was Homer interrupting us. I just got a text message. I forgot to mute my phone. Apologies. I will, yeah, my turn for the beer, I guess. Okay, so the inspiration for today's build, especially this one that we're doing right now, was Fallout 76, to be honest. The kind of camps that you see around Fallout 76. So I wanted to see what, if I could actually build something that was similar. And this comes out pretty nice. And this is just going to be a general kind of store trading area, but you can see there's a little corner here next to the stairs and the diner that kind of I could have left with nothing in there, but that's, you know, if you've watched me for a while, you know it's not my goal. So we're going to put something in here, and it actually turns out really nice. It is a bit dark, it's getting late in the day, and I have tried to brighten this as much as possible. I'm trying to get this almost done, and then we'll go and have a bit of a sleep and come back, and you'll be in glorious sunshine. So off we go. There we go. We can see the frame. This is a nice little idea for you if you're doing your own settlements. It's not too hard to do. Pretty nice and simple idea. You can see a couple of junk fences, a couple of canvases, poles, and we're done. And the rest is really just decoration. And I wanted to leave this part at least in so that you get the idea what you can actually do for a shop. I think, again, I said it last week and I'll say it again this week, we get very focused in shops because of probably life experiences that shops are in a certain way, that they have a door and they have walls and blah blah blah. And as you know, in Fallout, that's not always the case. So trying to give you some ideas to be a bit looser in your building and not be, you know, you don't have to have it perfect, to be honest. In fact, the scrappier the better in some instances, and I think it fits perfectly into the slug and what we're doing with the slug and the trading post kind of mentality of this. So I actually like it a lot. What we end up coming up with, I do actually like a lot. So you can see we're back using the pillar. I haven't done that for a while. I know I've done it in the last build, but yep. Wanted to show that just so that you can see that this is, you know, you don't have to use place anywhere. You can use the pillar quite easily. Using these display cabinets, and you'll see you see that if you've played Fallout 76, you know, you've seen that a little bit in that game. And then we're going to put a couple tables in, and then we'll move on to the armory, or not the armory, but it's kind of an outfitters for armor is probably more precise. So trying to figure out where the heck this table's going to fit. Obviously I need to leave a space for somebody to get in there So I'm trying to figure out, and I think that top kind of corner is probably going to be where I'll put it. Again, I've left this in because it shows you the kind of thinking process that you go through, or at least I go through, to try and figure out the layout of certain things and how it's all going to flow and how it's going to function. I think that's what will help you sell the kind of realism of your builds and maidens, that they do work and do actually look as though Bethesda might have built them. So there you go, table in there. Put another table off to the side, and pretty much we're done with this little retail area. Put one in there. I like these greenhouse tables, they kind of suit the feel we're going for. We just drop that in there and put another one inside, I think. Yep, turn it around. I'm surprised I didn't select everything when I done this, but I was pretty lucky with the pillar. It actually was only selecting the item I wanted. Position it, up she goes. Up, come on. There we go, come on. Roughly about the same height as that table to the right. Same height as the table to the right, yep. And there we go. Come on. Drop it in, we've got more to do. There we go. So that's it, pretty much done, and the rest is all really just putting items in and decorating. But you can see it's quite a nice little retail space. I actually like it, and I think it fits the settlement perfectly. So I'd looked at this spot that we're about to go to now under here, and I knew I wanted to use this for something. I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to use it for. There is a way through there to the right, and so I decided it would be quite interesting to make it a shop of some kind, or a trading area. So we end up making it a kind of closed power armor kind of shop. And I'm going to keep with the scrappy vibe, so we're going to use the junk fences to start with, and then we'll add a whole lot of bits and pieces to it. Now I do change this a bit because the game crashed on me or froze, and I had to come and rebuild pretty much what you're seeing now from scratch. So I don't know if you do this, but I can't build a building the same way 2 times in a row. It's just, I don't know why, I just can't do it. It'll be slightly different every time I do it. So put that junk fence door in as a good starting point, and then we'll build around it as we need to. So it's pretty stock standard stuff. All I'm going to do is fill this in with walls, but finding kind of walls that fit into here and look a little bit different is kind of the challenge, and I do find some interesting pieces. We're in Dead Wasteland, and if you haven't checked out Dead Wasteland mod yet, please do so. It's a great little mod. It has so much pieces and items that I haven't seen in any other mod, and it's obviously got the stock standard ones, but it has a lot, and you're about to see some of them fairly shortly. So I could have went with that, but that's I get that anyway. I'm just so I'm just flicking through, and I kind of see this. I go, yeah. It just adds to the kind of scrappiness of the overall scrappy look of this, and also it snaps straight into place, which is always good. Okay, you can see we're a little bit height challenged here. So I'm going to have to sink a few things down into the ground here, using place anywhere. Of course we could use the pillar, no problem, in here, but I'm going to use place anywhere, I think, if I can remember how to use it. And it's just a case of building up and building up and building up the walls here, like that. So I'm going to skip ahead in a sec. So we're left with this little gap under the stairs. So I'm looking for, put a whole lot of walls in. I'm looking for kind of a solution, and I come across these pieces that Dead Wasteland has, which are pieces that are angled and lean on things, which I have used a lot and actually really love, because they add to the kind of scrappy stroke thrown together look of buildings. And I was watching my Unlock Your Creativity video the other day that I'd done about a year or so ago, and talking about how you kind of one of the tricks to getting things to look natural is to layer items, and these pieces allow you to layer items or you know, materials on top of each other, which add a little bit of depth and make things look a heck of a lot more interesting than you would normally find. Now I think I'm about to pick up everything in the settlement here from memory. No, okay, we're lucky. There is one point where I actually end up picking up everything in the settlement. So you can see just angle in, there we go, and they're all kind of leaning on each other, and it just you know, it's just a point of interest. And I know it's a very small detail in a lot of different kind of textures, but I think it actually makes things look a heck of a lot more interesting and a little bit more believable. So I'm going to add bits and pieces in here. These, because the game crashes, these actually do not end up staying in the final build, but I wanted to leave this in to show you what Dead Wasteland has to offer, and also how you can just build up a kind of little area. And this is going to be kind of where you bring your power armor to get fixed. And so there's lots of little items there in this mod that you can play around with, and they're pretty neat. So the final thing I'm going to show you, obviously we're going to just put this counter in now. One of the key things to do here is to sink stuff into the ground. Obviously you can use the pillar to do this, but put this kitchen counter down. Doesn't look right for me, doesn't for the vibe we're going for. I need something that looks a little bit more trashy, so I'll get these kitchen counters like here, and these are perfect. This one is long enough, it's perfect for a shop front counter. So we're going to drop that in here, we're going to nudge it down, and then we're going to go to the final tour. Here we go. So just get it in the position, use the nudge function and place anywhere, and we'll just drop it into the ground. Just keep an eye on the base, and as soon as it goes in, couple, and there we go. So we'll come back in a second and we'll show you what we end up doing as far as decorating goes. So here's the final article. I've made the first area into a kind of general trading area. You can see there's a whole lot of bits and pieces here. Actually, we put those baskets and melons in by using Cheat Terminal and dropping those in manually, but the rest is from a number of mods, including Dead Wasteland and Creative Clutter. And you can see it works very well once you get the items in. It's just like a junk store, I guess, almost. But it works very well. I think it's a nice little addition to the area, and it just fills up that corner nicely. And here is the armory, and we're going to have to go around the back to show you the armory, because if I come in for the front, it doesn't allow me to have a look, and even you'll see it even crashes right at the end here. So here's the armor store. This is obviously where you'd bring your armor to be repaired or modified, upgraded, whatever you like. And there we go. Lots of little, you can see these suits hanging on the wall. They come with Dead Wasteland. They're really cool. I really like them a lot. And put a little bit of a short frontage in there. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed this build. I hope you've enjoyed the series, and I'll catch you next time on Gaming for XP. See ya.